Hello, Europe. Hello, Australia. Hello, Czechia and Slovakia. Here we have Adonis, Eurovision 2025 Czechia representative, who's here with me today to have a little catch up.
Let's go. Ciao, ciao. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you, Adonis? So, you are right now in the middle of the pre party season.
Yes, we are back in Prague for just a couple days to, finish off some necessary things, and we are hitting road again. Um, uh, you know, Traveling to London in few hours actually. So yeah, so that's exciting. Me coming back to the city where it all started for me when it comes to music. Um, yeah,
Okay.
I'm really happy about it.
So you're talking now a little bit about London. Can you tell me how you kind of like what's your story with London? What did you do?
I moved to London when I was, I think, yeah, 18. I was studying at British and Irish Modern Music Institute in Fulham. And yeah, that was like a beginning of me just setting music as number one priority and music as my life ambition. And because obviously I was doing I was the musical theater kid from very young age, but I felt like I was doing everything, but not one thing 100. And that was the moment, moving to London, like, okay, music is really my number one thing. And and I struggled in London. No, I I don't know what I was thinking, just like, moving there one day and not knowing anything about the city, just having the base in the school. Obviously, it's a great position to be at least a student there. But I remember really thinking of giving up or coming back to a comfortable Prague after the first year, especially the first month, just looking for accommodation, couch surfing through the very little friends I had there. And I'm so glad I did not come back and I pushed through, because then the second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, all of this time investment just started to come back in all sorts of ways. And whether it were friendships, whether it were career options, the education, um, and so I do have London, I do hold London in a special place. uh and and yeah, I was there almost 5 years. I came back
Amazing.
to Prague 2020 over COVID.
Over COVID. Okay, I see. No, that's exciting. There's actually a lot of Eurovision artists that have lived in London, especially from, well, I'm Lithuanian, so we had Sylvester Belt from
Monika
2014.
Linkytė, she's
Monica.
my classmate. I mentioned it in the Eurovision official podcast. Monika Linkytė was
Oh.
with me in class.
Whoa. Okay. So have
Yes.
you
Yeah.
spoken to her? Have you, interacted a lot or
So she also had the backing vocalist, and she had Aura, and she was our classmate as well. So when I saw them, kind of reunited on stage, I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is so sweet." And I do remember talking to both of them in their Eurovision season. We are not actively in touch right now, but it's so nice to see, your fellow classmates also being part of Eurovision family. And also Marius Ber, representing Switzerland. He was in the same year. He wasn't with us in the class, but he was. We saw each other, or we knew each other because we were the same year. So
okay.
a lot of Eurovision acts actually went through BIM London.
Okay, no, that's amazing. I didn't even know that Martyrs Beer, for example, was in London. But that's great. I mean, London is a place definitely where you're gonna meet loads of people.
Yeah.
And to be honest, is this your first London Eurovision pre-party that you're gonna be attending? Maybe you attended before
Yes.
as
No, I haven't actually. No, I haven't. I mean, I was a fan of Eurovision. I would call myself more recent fan. Obviously, I started with Ruslana in 2004, knowing the song, but linking it with Eurovision years later. So I was following obviously Eurovision when I was living in London and enjoying the show, but I wasn't attending the pre-party, so this is my first one.
But you've spoken about Ruslana. Maybe you could tell me if you have any other first Eurovision memories, or maybe when you heard, for example, that Czechia is debuting in 2007. Maybe you were a child and was very, very excited about that. Tell me if you have any sort of like, childhood memories from Eurovision.
So Ruslana was obviously played on radio locally a lot, not just
Yeah.
locally, but it was very present in a Slovak and Czech radio ether. And as I said, I didn't know that it was a Eurovision song. I just figured out that like years later. But I do remember watching. I think it was obviously Slovakia never made it to finals, but I do remember Nela Potiskova and Kamil Mikulčík. It was like a duet, and then there were these twins. So there is some resemble, like I recall some of the entries when I was living in Slovakia, and then obviously noticing fully Mikolas Josef and seeing him being very successful um, in the early years of a new era for Czechia. That was super exciting to see. And also then following his, career and musicianships afterwards. So yeah, I do respect all of the people, you know, attending and actually joining Eurovision journey because it's not an easy thing to do. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Respect to all the Eurovision artists. You're doing such a hard
Right?
job.
Of
Yeah.
course.
No. It's like I personally can't even comprehend what an artist has to go through. Adonis, tell me, how was your experience at the Eurovision concert in Amsterdam? How did it feel to finally meet the fans and other Eurovision stars? Tell me more.
It was very intense in a good and in a bad way, and mostly in a positive way. Um, so obviously, it was a first time for majority of us, I believe, performing the song live in front of the Eurovision audience. For me, it was also performing it for the first time in the full production, not just different versions or acoustic versions. So you do have that extra responsibility in the back of your mind, like, okay, this is the first time, no pressure. Um, but you also don't stand on the stage in front of 6,000 people every day. So that is special, and I'm so grateful for it, and I feel very blessed. Um, so it was a combination of everything. You meeting all of the contestants or majority of the contestants for the first time. Everyone's super lovely. Then doing like 160 interviews and then going on the stage in front of the 6,000 people. And that is a lot in a good way. Like I love that. That's what I signed up for. So that's what I'm here for. And I'm enjoying it. But it's also nice to see that we are all humans at the end of the day too, and that in between the contestants we were just like stopping each other. I remember the moment with Kyle being like, are you also this naked? Would you just like have a quick nap, or is it just me? And I was like, no, it's reality. I'm also this super naked. um but again, I mean, this is a lifetime experience and an opportunity, and I wouldn't change a thing.
Sounds amazing. And I obviously saw that during the concert, after your performance, you made the crowd sing "Kiss Kiss Goodbye" together. Was that spontaneous, or were you always kind of like, "Oh, I just want to get the crowd singing"? Tell me about that moment. Maybe what did you think? What was going on in your mind?
So there is a lot of artists performing, and we do have limited time on stage. And Melody was performing just before me. So what I was watching her, and she's going full on. She's giving the energy, and I was able to absorb a little bit of that as well. And she was warming up the crowd, and I was like, I need that. I want to experience that too. So it was partially spontaneous, and I thought of it just before going on stage as well, and also seeing her, and yet to again, it's not how do you say it? Um, it's not every day that the crowd knows your song, and it's not every day that they know the lyrics and everything, and you don't need to teach them. You can just tell them to sing it, and they are singing it back, and that's wonderful. That's like, yeah, you can't put a price on that. So I had to use the opportunity.
Do it in London, please, in Madrid as well.
I'm going to be singing a surprise song in London too, so there will be something special as well.
Ooh, surprise song. Tell me now.
I won't tell you what song, but there will be a second song. Probably, most probably.
Okay, okay. He's keeping secrets. He's keeping secrets.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
not gonna reveal everything,
Why not? Why not?
because I want people to know what song it is literally on stage, but I'm sure they will know it. So yeah,
Ooh, okay, okay. It's a Eurovision song.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can say that. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Sounds good, sounds good. So that's
But
gonna be,
what language is it? Is it Czech? Is it English? Is it Slovak?
oh my gosh, he's building the hype. He's building the okay, okay. It's gonna be a song in
That's not
French.
always the good thing, building a hype.
Imagine you just come in and then just like sing the most like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
No, no, no. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Alrighty, and I've got the last question.
Hmm.
So I saw that you were participating in these iconic live streams with a few of the other with a few
Yes.
of the other singers. Sisal, JJ, Kyle. I saw Gojo sometimes. I
Hmm.
saw others, Luan. So how does it feel to kind of like, have this little group of people that you didn't know 2 months ago and they just randomly appeared in your life and now
Yeah.
you've got this connection, very beautiful connection. So it's like, firstly, tell me how did you start organizing these calls all together?
They are not organized. They are super random. So it's very random on the way. Like, oh, you see them being live, and you're like, okay, I can join now. So to be fair, with this group that you just mentioned, it just somehow from the start it clicked and it felt like a very safe space. And you know that when you get to that level of sarcasm, so quickly that you are able to assault each other in a loving way, you know that that's a safe space. So that's what I appreciate most about the the friendship, and it's so cool that something like this can actually happen so quickly. And to be fair, the artists that I've met so far are all incredibly lovely, and you usually don't click with everyone, like that's natural. But I feel like you know the click was there with majority of them, and and that's great because you're gonna be seeing these people a lot. um, so it's a good thing.
No, that's amazing. And it's actually like it brightens up my evening as well. I just see someone's going live. I'm like, okay, let's go. That's gonna be, I found out so much more about you guys. Obviously, I'm gonna edit this out, but I
Well, you shouldn't edit the golden bits out, right?
oh, do you want me to start it?
No,
Do you
okay, I
want me
mean
to?
say it. Yes, say
Okay,
it.
okay. So I've learned that Sisal is then Kyle is
Okay, no, you should edit this out. But you
yeah.
also, met Gojo's lower part body in a gym, and you see Kyle as a kangaroo. You see a JJ's porcelain skin. A lot of happening, yeah, a lot of
Like
insights.
most of this part is gonna get edited out.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. You can still keep some of the clickbait, but
Yeah.
no, I think it's great when you're not taking yourself super seriously, especially in the Eurovision setup, because that can really hurt you in the long run. So being this relaxed from the start, especially with your fellow competitors in a way, I think that's great, and that will help a lot.
Sounds amazing. So thank you, Adonis, for your time.
Thank you too, and
Thank you,
we'll see
thank
each
you.
other in London.
Yes, we'll see you each other very, very soon. And guys, just stay tuned and we're gonna have loads of chats with Adonis, with Cecile, with JJ, with Kyle, with everyone who's coming to London. And yeah, we're all gonna see you on Sunday. But thank you for joining me, Adonis. Bye bye.
Thanks for having me. Ciao, ciao.